Hi, we're Sweetch, the new way to find parking on street. Our mission is to help people find parking easily. Let's start with the problem. So studies show that on average it takes people 20 minutes to find a parking spot on street in the big cities of the United States. And 30% of cars in peak hours are actually circling for a parking spot on street, which represent, and 6 out of 10 drivers have abandoned the search for a parking spot at least once. All those statistics show that there is a big problem finding parking on street. So to fight this problem, we've come up with a solution, which we call Sweetch. We allow people to exchange parking spots for $5 with another driver through an iPhone app. To validate the concept, we first did it manually. So we validated that people were willing to pay $5 for a parking spot on street. What we did is we showed up on street with a cardboard sign like this that shows parking spot, and we attracted people and gave them our spot right behind this guy there. So this worked well. People stopped and were ready to pay $5 to get the parking spot. This is actually the first dollars that we made giving our parking spot in San Francisco. Second, we validated that people were incentivized enough with the $5 to be able to report their spot to another driver. So we did another experiment. We printed little coupons like this that said earn $5 and help someone park, and the only thing you had to do is text a phone number. We put these little coupons on people's cars and waited for people to send us a text message. And what was surprising is that if we priced below $5, nobody played the game. Nobody was interested in giving their spot for less than $5. But when we reached $5, we had half the people that got a coupon actually sent us a text message saying they were leaving their spot. And here's the screenshot on the right with someone texting us that he was leaving in 5 minutes. So we did this in a neighborhood of San Francisco called the Mission District, and that's where we validated A, that there was demand for spots, and B, that there could be an offer for spots because people were willing to spend 5 minutes for $5. Then the last thing we did was to validate that it was actually possible to make an exchange of spot between two people. So what we did, we waited for a call from someone leaving in 5 minutes, and then we took out our parking signs, and we tried to find a driver interested in the parking spot. And the interesting thing is that in 2 hours, we managed to make 8 exchanges of spot in the Mission District. So this was a clear validation that there was value in the service we brought, and we decided to take it to an app to industrialize the process. So here is our first prototype that we plan to launch in May in San Francisco, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So I've got a quick video.
Hi, we're Sweetch, the new way to find on-street parking. We were so fed up with never finding a spot on street that we decided to build Sweetch to deliver drivers the best parking experience ever. So you're looking for a spot, you tap park. We match you with Paul, who's 930 feet away. Paul is going to wait for you. You drive there, take his spot, and then you're notified via the app that you paid him $5 as a reward. Now, 5 minutes before leaving, you let us know. You tap leave. The same way, we find you a match. Sam will be arriving in 2 minutes. You wait for him, and when he takes your spot, you confirm that you've switched. And there you go. You got $4 back. You parked in one tap, and you recovered your money easily. Thanks a lot. That was Sweetch.
So that is the first prototype of the app we built, and as you could see in the video, the business model is quite simple. The drivers who park pays $5. From those $5, $4 goes to the person who reported the spot, and we take $1. This is our 20% cut. We are a 3%, 3 co-founders in the company. Hamza Wazani is the CEO, is a growth hacker, he's been a product manager at Wipolo. Abu Jardane is a second-time entrepreneur. He's worked as an engineer at IBM. He's already built a startup in Morocco. And my name is Thomas, and I'm a full-stack developer, and I've worked in San Francisco in a tech company. Our advisors is Alexandre Bayan. He's an expert in transportation innovation. He's built the first mobile-enabled GPS in the United States, and we're also part of the family, the new startup accelerator that launched in Paris. From a competition perspective, we have many competitors, but they're not in San Francisco. The closest one is Parco, is in Israel. It's an Israeli startup, and what they do is quite similar to us, but there's no money involved in the game. They let people exchange parking spots for points, but those points are not enough of an incentive to make people report their spot, so it's not working. I've actually been there and tried to use it, and it's not working. Parker on the left, what they try to do is they put sensors under the curb to detect when there's a car parked. So this is a very precise thing, but the problem is that when you have the information in real time, it's too late. You need the information in advance that someone is going to leave, otherwise it's not useful because somebody else is going to take it immediately. The other companies, ParkMe, ParkWiz, and Spot, show they allow you to reserve in advance a spot in a parking garage, which is not what we're looking at. And ParkMe is just information about prices and availability in garages. So we're the only one providing certainty of finding a spot because we have the information in advance that someone is going to leave and on street. And this is what we found out doing our customer research is that people, when you give them something, they want it now. They want a parking spot right now. They don't want to wait. They don't want to reserve. They want a spot right here, right now. So as I said, our closest competitor is Parco, but they don't have a financial incentive. We try to size the market, and so we started with the number of drivers with smartphones in San Francisco, and we took for an assumption that they could do 2 switches per week, which seems reasonable, given that on average a lot of people take their cars every day. So this is a pessimistic approach. That leads to a market of $103 million in San Francisco, which is a $7.7 billion market, considering the 50 largest cities in the United States. Our go-to-market strategy is to launch hyper-locally. We have a very big constraint in time and space, so we're going to launch in the Mission District, right where we started with the cardboard signs and the coupons, but with the app. We're going to provide spots by using watchmen. A watchman will be someone who is looking constantly for spots and is making them available on the platform. This will enable the platform to grow from nothing, and when the watchmen won't be necessary anymore, we'll stop using them. Once we'll have the Mission District, we'll expand to all the neighborhoods in San Francisco, and then to other cities in San Francisco. So we plan to have all the Mission District within 3 months. Our financials show that our customer lifetime value is $48, and the cost of acquisition is $10, comprising of the price of the watchman and the referral credits. Our accomplishments so far. So from November to December 2013, we've validated the concept in 6 weeks in the streets of San Francisco while we were at Berkeley. And by doing this, we won the industry challenge in San Francisco, which was a price of $10,000, which we kept for the company. And from January to March, we've been developing the product, the first prototype that we showed you a moment ago. So our next steps from now. From May to September, we're going to launch the pilot in the Mission District. And from September to January, we're going to expand to the other neighborhoods. We plan to start raising funds in September and evolve our app to make it available on Android. Why you should invest in us? We have experimented the solution with nothing. We know that it works. We've clearly validated that there's interest for the product, for the service. People pay for it, and people provide spots for other people with a $5 incentive. We are an hands-on team. We don't sit behind the computer and wait that people come. We're going to get our users in the street, and we're also in the trend of Uber. They started this. What they did, what Uber allowed, is that now people are used to using their smartphones for transportation. So it's not unusual to pay with your smartphone for a ride in a taxi cab. So it won't be weird to use your smartphone to find a parking spot on the street. This is a $36 billion industry that has not been disrupted yet, and we're here to do this.